What if I told you that the difference between those who struggle financially and those who build lasting wealth isn't luck, it's a system, a way of thinking, a disciplined approach to money that anyone, yes, even you, can learn and master. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill, this message is not just about saving money, it's about transforming your entire relationship with wealth. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone with less income than you is building more wealth than you. Why? Because they understand something most people don't. Money must be directed, not just earned. If you don't control it, it will quietly slip through your fingers. Imagine a future where your money works for you, where your investments grow while you sleep, where financial stress becomes a thing of the past. That future is not reserved for the lucky, it's built by those who follow proven principles. Stay with me until the end, because the lessons you're about to hear could completely change how you earn, save, invest, and grow your wealth for the rest of your life. Lesson 1. Develop a wealth-conscious mindset. The architecture of financial abundance is not built with bricks and mortar, but with the intangible blueprints of the human psyche. To develop a wealth-conscious mindset, one must first recognize that the external world of bank statements and investment portfolios is merely a reflection of an internal reality. Most individuals are conditioned by a scarcity complex, a deeply ingrained belief system that views resources as finite and success as a zero-sum game. To break free from this, you must engage in a radical cognitive restructuring. You are shifting from a passive observer of your financial fate to the deliberate creator of your economic destiny. This begins with the absolute, unwavering conviction that wealth is not a matter of luck or lineage, but a predictable result of specific thoughts and actions. Napoleon Hill, a pioneer in the study of success, famously asserted that whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. This is not mere poetic sentiment, it is a psychological directive. When you cultivate a wealth-conscious mindset, you are essentially programming your reticular activating system (RAS), the brain's filtering mechanism, to identify opportunities that were previously invisible. Where a poverty-conscious mind sees a closed door, a wealth-conscious mind sees a hinge. This clarity of purpose acts as a gravitational force, pulling you toward the resources, people, and circumstances necessary to manifest your goals. However, this requires the brutal pruning of limiting beliefs, those quiet, insidious voices that whisper that you aren't savvy enough, connected enough, or deserving enough to be truly affluent. Replacing fear and doubt with clarity and purpose demands a daily commitment to mental hygiene. Fear is the ultimate inhibitor of wealth because it prioritizes safety over growth. Wealth-conscious individuals do not lack fear, rather they master it. They understand that the risk of pursuing a mission is far less than the risk of remaining stagnant in a life of quiet desperation. By deciding that wealth is your mission, you elevate it from a vague wish to a moral imperative. This shift in identity is crucial. When financial success becomes part of who you are rather than just something you want, your behavior aligns automatically. You no longer struggle to make the right choices because those choices are now a natural extension of your dominant mental state. Furthermore, a wealth-conscious mindset involves understanding the law of value. Money is simply a medium of exchange for value provided to the marketplace. Therefore, a mind focused on wealth is actually a mind focused on service and problem-solving. Instead of asking, "How can I get more money?" the wealth-conscious mind asks, "How can I be more useful to more people?" This expansion of thought removes the ego from the equation and connects your personal success to the broader benefit of society. It creates a sense of deservingness. When you know you are providing immense value, you no longer feel guilty or hesitant about demanding and receiving immense compensation. This synergy between mental intent and external value is the bedrock upon which all great fortunes are constructed. Lesson 2. Master the habit of saving. The mastery of saving is frequently misunderstood as an act of deprivation, but in reality it is an act of ultimate self-empowerment. It is the fundamental realization that your labor should primarily benefit you rather than the merchants and service providers who vie for every dollar you earn. The pay-yourself-first principle is the cornerstone of this philosophy. By treating your savings as a non-negotiable expense, as vital as the roof over your head or the food on your table, you are making a profound psychological statement. Your future security is more important than your present impulses. This isn't about hoarding currency, It is about accumulating seed capital for your future empire. Consistency is the engine of momentum in the realm of savings. Many people wait for a windfall or a significant raise before they begin to save, failing to realize that the habit is far more important than the initial amount. Small incremental contributions, when performed with religious regularity, trigger the phenomenon of financial inertia. As your savings account grows, so does your confidence. This growing tranquility fund provides the psychological breathing room necessary to take calculated risks elsewhere. It is difficult to negotiate a business deal or consider a career pivot when you are living on the razor's edge of insolvency. Saving provides the leverage of walkaway power, allowing you to make decisions based on long-term gain rather than short-term survival. Discipline is the muscle that builds wealth, and saving is the gym where that muscle is trained. Every time you choose to forego a fleeting luxury in favor of a contribution to your future, you are strengthening your executive function. This self-regulation spills over into every other area of life, from physical health to professional productivity. The wealthy understand that money has a dual nature. It is both a tool for consumption and a tool for production. By mastering the habit of saving, you are consciously choosing to preserve your money's productive power. You are refusing to eat your seed corn, ensuring that you have the resources necessary to plant a harvest when the right season arrives. Ultimately, the habit of saving creates a protective moat around your life. Economic cycles are inevitable. Downturns, layoffs, and market corrections are part of the global landscape. Those who have mastered saving view these periods as opportunities, while those who haven't view them as catastrophes. To save is to respect the energy you expended to earn that money. It is a form of self-respect that signals to the universe that you are a capable steward of resources. When you demonstrate that you can manage a small amount with discipline, you prepare yourself for the responsibility of managing much larger sums. Wealth in its most stable form is not a sudden event, but the compounding result of 1,000 disciplined choices made in the quiet moments of daily life. Lesson 3. Invest with purpose, not emotion. If saving is the act of gathering seeds, then investing is the act of planting them in fertile soil. However, the transition from saver to investor requires a significant evolution in strategy. While saving is about preservation, investing is about multiplication. To invest with purpose means to have a clear why behind every capital allocation. Are you seeking cash flow, long-term capital appreciation, or a hedge against inflation? Without a defined purpose, an investor is merely a gambler dressed in a suit. Purpose acts as a North Star, keeping you steady when the winds of market volatility begin to howl. It allows you to ignore the noise of the 24-hour news cycle and focus on the signal of fundamental value. The greatest enemy of the investor is not the market but the mirror. Emotional decision-making, driven by the twin engines of fear and greed, has destroyed more wealth than any recession ever has. Fear causes investors to sell at the bottom, locking in losses out of a desperate need to stop the pain. Greed causes them to buy at the top, fueled by fear of missing out, FOMO, as they chase speculative bubbles. To invest with purpose, you must detach your ego from the fluctuations of your portfolio. You must view market downturns not as threats to your net worth, but as sales on high-quality assets. This requires a temperament that values logic over impulse and data over gut feelings. Studying opportunities is a lifelong labor of the successful investor. This does not mean you need to be a mathematical genius, but it does mean you must understand the underlying mechanics of where your money is going. Whether it is real estate, equities, or private equity, you must perform due diligence. This means looking past the marketing brochures and into the cash flows, management quality, and competitive advantages. Purposeful investing also involves asset allocation, the process of spreading your capital across different classes to balance risk and reward. It is a strategic game of chess where each move is calculated to move you closer to your ultimate financial objective rather than a frantic reaction to the latest trend. Patience is the secret sauce that allows the mathematics of compounding to perform its magic. The formula for compound interest includes a time component that is exponential, $A = P, 1 plus frac Rn, $. In this equation, $T time is the most powerful variable. Most people fail at investing not because they pick the wrong assets, but because they don't give the right assets enough time to grow. Wealth grows steadily, like an oak tree. not instantly like a weed. By embracing a long-term horizon, you grant yourself the luxury of ignoring short-term volatility. You understand that the trajectory of human progress and productivity is generally upward, and by investing with purpose you are hitching your wagon to that inevitable growth. Lesson 4. Create multiple streams of income. The concept of the single point of failure is well known in engineering, yet most people ignore it in their personal finances. Relying on a single paycheck is the financial equivalent of walking a tightrope without a net. To achieve true wealth and security, you must build an ecosystem of income. The wealthy view their income streams like a river system fed by multiple tributaries, ensuring that even if one source dries up, the main flow continues unabated. This diversification is not just about making more money. It is about creating a structural resilience that makes you anti-fragile, a state where you actually benefit from shocks and disorder because your foundations are so broad. Building side incomes and investing in assets allows you to decouple your time from your earnings. A salary is a linear exchange of hours for dollars. It is inherently limited by the fact that you only have 24 hours in a day. Multiple streams of income, particularly passive ones, allow you to earn money while you sleep, travel, or focus on other projects. This might involve rental income from property, dividends from stocks, royalties from intellectual property, or profits from a side business. Each new stream acts as a layer of armor, protecting you from the whims of a single employer or the fluctuations of a specific industry. It shifts your role from employee to portfolio manager of your own life. Diversification also provides the psychological benefit of abundance. When you know that money is flowing from different directions, you operate from a position of strength. You are less likely to tolerate a toxic work environment or settle for a subpar business deal because you aren't desperate for that specific check. This abundance mindset actually attracts more opportunities, as people are naturally drawn to those who possess the stability and confidence that multiple income streams provide. Furthermore, different types of income are taxed differently and respond differently to the economy. For instance, while inflation might hurt the purchasing power of your cash, it often increases the value of your real estate holdings and the rents you can charge. Creating these streams requires an initial investment of sweat equity or capital, but the long-term payoff is exponential. It starts with identifying your latent assets, skills, hobbies, or resources you already possess that can be monetized. Can you consult in your field? Can you create a digital product? Can you invest in a small business? The goal is to gradually replace active income with passive or portfolio income until your expenses are covered by your assets. At that point, you have reached financial independence. You no longer work because you have to, you work because you choose to. This is the ultimate freedom, and it is only accessible to those who have the foresight to build a multifaceted financial engine. Lesson 5. Reinforce discipline and persistence. The journey to wealth is often depicted as a straight line upward, but in reality it is a jagged path filled with valleys of despair and plateaus of boredom. What separates the wealthy from the rest is not a lack of failure, but the persistence to continue when the newness of the goal has worn off. Discipline is the ability to keep a promise you made to yourself long after the emotion in which the promise was made has left you. It is easy to be disciplined on the day you read a motivational book. It is much harder to be disciplined 3 years later when the market is down and your side project hasn't yet turned a profit. Persistence is the grit that turns potential into reality. Consistency over time is the ultimate unfair advantage. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10. Because results are often backloaded, meaning the majority of the growth happens in the final stages of the process, many people quit just before the breakthrough. Reinforcing discipline means setting up systems that make success the path of least resistance. This includes automating your investments, surrounding yourself with a mastermind group of high achievers, and constantly reviewing your progress. You must become your own most demanding coach, holding yourself accountable to the standards you set during your moments of highest clarity. Setbacks are not signs to stop, they are data points. When a plan fails, the disciplined person does not abandon the mission, they adjust the tactics. This is the essence of pivot or persevere. Every challenge is an opportunity to refine your strategy and build financial scar tissue, the wisdom gained from navigating difficulty. Persistence also involves the management of your mental energy. Wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. If you burn yourself out through unsustainable effort, you will eventually quit. True discipline includes the wisdom to rest and recalibrate, ensuring that you have the stamina to stay in the game for the decades required to build a lasting legacy. Finally, you must realize that wealth is a trailing indicator of your character. The persistence required to build a fortune transforms you into a person capable of keeping it. If you were handed $10 million today without the discipline to earn it, you would likely lose it within years because your internal thermostat hasn't been set for that level of responsibility. The struggle is not an obstacle to the goal, it is the goal. It is the process that tempers the steel of your resolve. Stay committed to your plan, embrace the long game, and understand that while luck may play a small role in getting rich, only discipline and persistence will keep you wealthy. Keep moving forward, one disciplined step at a time. The journey to wealth is not a mystery, it is a process built on mindset, discipline, and deliberate action. As Napoleon Hill emphasized, riches begin with a definite purpose and a burning desire to achieve it. But desire alone is not enough. You must act consistently and intelligently. Think about where you are today. Every financial decision you've made has brought you here. Now imagine where you could be in 5 years if you apply these principles daily. Saving with intention, investing with patience, expanding your income streams, strengthening your discipline. Wealth is not reserved for the privileged. It is created by those who commit to growth and refuse to quit. The power is already in your hands. The question is, will you use it? Start today. Start small if you must, but start now, because the life you want, the freedom, the security, the peace of mind is waiting on the other side of your decisions. And remember, your future wealth is not determined by chance, it is determined by you.